Hey guys, today we're going to talk about making change or money in two different ways, but still getting the same amount. So the first thing we want to do is think about this using the least amount of coins, the smallest number of coins to get that number is going to be our first way. So we're looking at this worksheet here, and we're going to do the first one together, or I'm going to do it for you rather, I guess, and talk you through it because there's a lot of thought that has to go through this, so that way there's multiple ways and you may come up with a different way. But the easiest way is to start with using the least amount of coins. Because if you think about it, if you were really going to the store to buy something, you wouldn't want to carry around a ton of change with you. You want to have the least amount that you can. So we're going to talk about how to do that. So if we are looking to make 34 cents, because that was the first example, we first need to remember how much a quarter is, how much a dime is, how much a nickel is, and how much a penny is, because those are the four coins that we're working with. So we have 25 cents for a quarter, 10 cents for a dime, 5 cents for a nickel, and 1 cent for a penny. So the first way we're going to look at is we have to look at what's the biggest option we have, the biggest coin that we have, and not just the size of the coin, but the value of the coin, meaning how much it's worth, is the quarter. And that was 25 cents. So I'm going to write 1/4, which equals 25 cents. I have to think about, if I've already got 25 cents, I already have most of the amount that I need, but I'm not quite there. So I've got to think about what coins do I need to get to give me to 34. So I need to think about how much more do I need. So if I have 25, I'm going to say 25 plus what will give me 34. Or we could subtract, but there we'll have to regroup because 5 is bigger than 4. And we haven't learned how to regroup yet. You may know how, but we haven't officially learned how to do it yet. So we're going to think of it this way instead of subtracting. So all you have to do is put 25 in your head and count up to 34. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So I have, if I'm not holding a marker, I have 9 fingers up. So that means this would be 9, and I need to come up with 9 cents. So I got to look at these numbers and figure out what coins can I use to make 9. We don't have any coin by itself that makes 9 cents, so we're going to have to combine coins. Well, can't be 25 because it can't be a quarter because 25 is too much. Can't be a dime because 10 cents is more than 9 cents. So now I've got to figure out how can I put these two together to get me 9 cents. Well, if I have 5, how many more do I need to get to 9? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4. So here, if I have 5, that means I have 1 nickel. And if I have 1 nickel, I need 4 more cents, which means I need to do 4 pennies, which equals 4 cents. And if we want to figure out and make sure we're adding correctly or we have the correct answer, we're going to say 25 plus 5 plus 4 equals 34. So that's our first way. Now we've got to figure out another way. So I'm going to erase what I wrote, and I'm going to write that on my paper first. I should have written it before I erased it. But I'm going to write on my paper, the answer was 1/4. I could leave the dimes blank, or I could write 0. I'm just going to write 0 so we don't get confused. It was 1 nickel and 4 pennies. So that is our first way with the least number of coins. So now we've got to come up with a second way to find 34 cents. I don't want to use a quarter again because then I'm going to have the same exact answer. So I'm going to look at what's the next biggest value. The next biggest value, and I'm still going to start and get with 25 cents. The next biggest value is a dime, which is 10 cents. So I need to think about how many dimes does it take to get to 25? Well, if I use only dimes, I'm never going to get to 25. I have to use dimes and another coin. So to get to 25, I would have 2 dimes and 1 nickel. I'm writing it on a separate piece of paper or my board because this may not be my final answer, because I still have to get 9 more cents. Well, I could do 9 pennies and still be correct. But, and it's okay if you do that. But if I want to think, and this is the way I would do it, because I wouldn't want to carry that many coins. Now, it's not a ton of change, but it's more than what I would need, or more than I want to carry. So instead of doing 9 pennies, which I could, I want to figure out what can I use to make 9 besides 9 pennies. I can't do a quarter, I can't do a dime. We already figured out that it was 1 nickel and 4 pennies. So now I have 2 sets of nickels, which means that my total of nickels isn't going to be 1 anymore. It's going to be 2 nickels. So this will be my final answer. 2 nickels, 2 dimes, 2 nickels, and 4 pennies. And 0 quarters. But these are not the only ways that we could make it. This is just using the smallest number of coins possible. So I could have done the 9 pennies and then only had 1 nickel. That would have been correct too. Let's do a different amount just as another example without giving you the answers from the worksheet. And we'll go over this really quickly because I think that it's pretty clear now that I've explained it, and it may have been clear even before that, but I just like to give you videos because we're not in the classroom together for me to make sure that you understand it. And I don't want to leave you to have to do it on your own or for your parents to have to explain it when I can do that. So another example we could do would be to make 39 cents. Okay, so we're looking, let's not do 39 because that was too close to the number we just did. Let's do 29 cents. And again, really, really simple. We can start with the quarter and get 25 cents. And then we just need to figure out how many more. So we have 25 cents already. We've got to figure out how many more do I need to get to 29, which is only 4 cents. And to get to 4 cents, I need 4 pennies. Another way would be to do 2 quarters, 1 nickel, and then 4 pennies. And again, that's less coins in the first example that I would have to carry than I would in the second example. It's still correct, just not the least number of coins. So hopefully this makes sense, and hopefully you don't have questions for your other math worksheet, which is also dealing with counting money. There you're going to count the values that they give you, and you need to figure out which one is more. So it's the same thing, but you have to figure out the values because they're going to tell you 1 quarter, 4 pennies. You have to say it's 29 cents. And their examples are a little bit harder than that. And then 2 quarters, 1 nickel, 4 pennies would be 29 cents. But they're not going to be the same amount. It's not greater than, less than, equal to. It's just which one has more. And then you're going to color that value, that piggy bank that has more inside of it. All right, if you have any questions, you can join me for my office hours between 1 and 2:30. If not, have a great day, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye, guys.